everybody, Neil here again today. Third installment of this thing, Confessions of a Red State Dummy, Musings of a Midwest Gypsy. I want to talk just a couple minutes right now on, I don't know, stories of redemption, man. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for a real sappy ending. I cried at Titanic. I ain't gonna lie, man. Jack's there in the water. He's all wet and ice cubes coming off his eyebrows, and he looks up at Rose, and I don't even know what he said, but I cried. I like sappy stuff, and I think it resonates to stories that ring true deep in the core humanity of all of us, like all the Walt Disney stories, man. Those were older tales before they ever drew the cartoons. They're the stories of the fairy tales, the folklore. All these are lessons that go back, that resonate to us. And was it Joseph Conrad who wrote a book on the universal archetypes of the hero, the villain? I think there were 12 steps in the hero's journey. All these things resonate. There's a reason why Hollywood is successful. So I got a story for you, man. A story on redemption that I hope touches your heart. A little freebie here before I get too far into it. I've been talking the last few of these on our mind, the stories we believe and how we experience truth, and how our eyes and our ears, our senses take in all this information, and we make a story up out of it. And sometimes the story's true, sometimes it's wrong. They say every lie is built up of 3 or 4 half-truths. And so I was just kind of thinking on that. And you ever be sitting there in your house minding your own business, in the living room watching TV or whatever at work? The living room's a good example. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're standing up and walking in the kitchen, and you're standing in the kitchen, and you walk through the doorway, and you kind of look around the kitchen a little bit, and you have no idea why you're in there. You have no idea. Why did you just get up just randomly and sort of an autopilot, like a zombie, walk into another room in the kitchen, and you stand there looking around like, why am I in here? And then you come up with the reason, well, since I'm in here, I guess I'll have a glass of water. I guess I'll go open up the refrigerator, see if there's something to eat. Who was driving the bus there when your brain was checked out that made you physically get up? Is there like a little microorganism, a little parasite in there that makes us do things that we don't even know why we're doing it? And then when we find ourselves doing it, we have to justify it? What the hell am I doing standing in the kitchen? I don't know, drink some water. Well, that makes sense. Okay, that's why I'm in there. Man, life's weird like that. I found that curious. Pay attention to those little mysteries, because I think there's lessons in there to be learned. And sometimes we think we're in charge and we're not. And if that's true for getting a glass of water, how many other things get away from us in our relations with others that we thought we were running the bus, but something else was going on, and we just justified it later to try to make sense of it after the fact. Interesting. So yeah, man, stories of redemption. Years ago, I was a pastor looking for a church to pastor, and these fine folk in deep Alabama said, hey, we like you, Yankee, come on down here and work for us. And so I went down there to go tell those folks about Jesus, and it was my installation Sunday. It's our first Sunday there. Man, I am deep southern Alabama, Conecuh County, Alabama. 14,000 people in the whole county, and about 2,500 people or so in the town. So everybody knew everybody, and everybody and their brother too knew that there's some Yankees in town. Let's go see what these folks are about. So it's installation Sunday, and everyone's coming in to see the new guy. And I remember this one genteel old southern lady. She had beautiful silver blue hair and just smiling through the whole service. And of course, I'm sitting up there in the pastor chair watching all the folks. And sitting next to her was this great big bear of a man, deep in his 70s. I could tell he was a giant of a stud back in the day. And man, he, as happy as she was, he was the opposite, man. He didn't like nothing that was going on. And I knew what that was. I thought, oh man, she's one of them Sunday widows. Goes to church all the time alone. He stays home and watches football, Bama, whatever he does. And out of curiosity, he come to see the new guy. Maybe she talked him into it for his favorite breakfast, but it was clear from what was going on that he did not know the answer cheer calls to everything happening in worship. So the service gets all done, and we're out there in the receiving line shaking hands of folks. They're all saying, "Hi, preacher." That's what they call me down there. They say preacher, pastor. And it gets to her, and she's all lit up like a Christmas tree, happy, and introduces herself as Miss Faye Travis, and this is my husband, Mr. Emmett Travis. And I'm shaking his hand, looking at him. He's kind of looking at me with a little bit of he ain't sure what to make of me. And as we're shaking hands, I ain't letting go. And he had a big bear of a grip. The dude was a giant. And I said, "So you're Emmett Travis?" He says, "Yeah." And I says, "Well, you wouldn't by chance be related to the William Barrett Travis by chance, would you?" Well, that dude lit up like a Christmas tree like his wife, and man, he cracked a smile, and all of a sudden a whole nother human being shows up. He says, "Why, yes, I am. I'm the last surviving relative." And I says to him, without missing a beat, I says, "Well, that's really interesting, because you see, I'm the last surviving relative of Alamira Captain Dickinson, second in charge of the Alamo. And if he would have been in charge, a Yankee would have been in charge, we'd have won." And he started laughing and cracking up, and he became my best friend. Now, what some of you don't know listening to this is everything I just said there is 100% true. When I moved to Connecticut County, I did some research on where I was moving. And one of the legends of my family that I've been told all my life is that was the last male surviving relative of the only survivors of the massacre of the great Texas Alamo. In fact, we know that the only survivors of that was a black African-American slave of Colonel William Barrett Travis from Connecticut County, Alabama, and the wife and daughter of Captain Dickinson. And I met the last survivor, man. He never had no sons. 6 months after I met him, we become best friends. Used to go visit him all the time. He died. And that was a wonderful gift, man, that history brought us together in this incredible moment where me, the last of my people, was able to meet the last of his. And when he went away, I'll save that for another story. Some of the things that he was seeing as he was getting ready to go to the other side, the visions that he was sharing with me, and the people showing up in the room talking to him. Man, some of the most blow my mind stuff I ever heard. That's all. Maybe there's something going on in your life from your past that if you have your antenna up and you're paying attention, broken stories from the past that can turn into moments of redemption today and the future. You should look for those. If you have your antenna up for that stuff, you might just be minding your business on a vacation or on a jet plane somewhere, and next thing you know, you meet your future best friend who's tied into people from your past. Pretty cool if you ask the right questions. God bless everybody. Let me know what you think of this. Love to talk about it.